Hello everyone, and welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles. In the last episode, we did a fair bit of side questing around Frontier Village and Magna Forest. As ever, weird Nopon shit occurred for a change. This episode, we are going to be doing stuff entirely within the walls of Alcamoth, but we will be starting with Nopon stuff. As ever, friendly reminder that this is a side quest episode. Next episode is the one you want if you want some main quest advancements. For now, we're going to start with this Nopon here, Popipo.
Yes.
Recently, Popipo's son no want to go outside. I ask why, but he no answer. He just shiver and shake. What is happening? What is it? You're ducking looking down in the dumps. He does go out, but every day he find new tricky place to hide. I want him to have fun outside, not stay in dark place. Yeah, kids should be playing outside with their mates. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't know my friends to save my bacon. So I'd love it if you let me out. You be careful now, I might get a lovey-dovey for you. You very nice hom-hom, handsome hom-hom. But a tough job for one hom-hom. Talk with friends, then decide what you do. So this is going out to play. So we need to start off by talking to her son, Baroba. I worry about my little pon, Baroba. I don't know what's wrong with him. I want you to ask Baroba. Now sweat, we'll be done before you know it. So Baroba, fortunately, is just over here. Let's find out why he doesn't like going outside. Reason why Baroba not go out? Simple. When go outside, end up getting quick grab cuddle lift Baroba up. Baroba not like it when that happen. If Baroba smell bad, maybe that solve the problem. Will friends bring smelly thing? Ah, classic Nopon stuff, being weird. So he doesn't like going outside because people squish and cuddle him a lot. So let's make him stinky so that doesn't happen. Anyway, we need some, was it ether roses? What were they? Well, either way, we got all of them. I wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, ether roses from Satoral Marsh, of which we already have 5, which is perfect. So let's give them to Baroba. Friends bring stinky thing? Give to Baroba. Give. Ugh, pee. Smell worse than imagine. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, thank you, hom-hom people. With that, we can return to his mother and tell her we've stanked up her son so that people will leave him alone.
Yes.
Because of your help, Baroba run outside like good Nopon. Big thank you. This only little, but please take it. Well, that's that. Yes, all that hard work and effort was worth it. Stop talking about sweat. Oh, Shulk and Ryan are up to pink affinity now, the highest you can get. Wonderful. I see Baroba's happy face again. All thanks to you. Only possible because you helped. Really, thank you. And that completes going out to play. There's a lot of just tiny little quests around here, which aren't generic quests, but are very short ones, and we'll be doing those mostly this episode. Unbreakable Bond, an achievement there for getting a pair of characters' affinity up to the very top level. You actually have to try pretty hard for that to be anyone other than Shulk and Ryan as your first 2 hits, yellow. Anyway, we are going to head over to the Fountain of Hope, and then we're going to head here to this quest marker. Oh, and of course, because Shulk and Ryan are now maximum level, they've got another affinity thing that they can exchange. HP to an encouraged ally? Sure. And what can Shulk get from Ryan? Nothing! We can't actually afford anything. Would any of this be useful? Heavy equipment? Yeah, not really. Low tension immunity is quite nice. Tank tension when damage is taken. Attack power of equipped weapon? Those things would be fairly nice, but Shulk has not got a huge number of affinity coins kicking around at the moment because he has made a lot of links with a lot of people. Every now and again, I tend to just literally remove all of my skill links and work them again from first principles up, just to make sure they're all kind of... I'm aware of what they all are, because often these are just... I add them on as and when they become available, and then I'm look back and I'm like, this is not optimal. Affinity coins, by the way, come from quest and unique monsters, is how you get affinity coins. Anyway, here is a Hyantia who we're going to be with for a little bit, called Volaran.
What is it?
Ah, hello there. Could I bother you for a second? I really need some help right now. My son has just gone missing. I'm really sorry, but could you help me look for him? What is it? You're looking down in the dumps. What is it? His son's missing. An idiot. He just disappeared the second I took my eyes off him. I can't believe this has happened. I can't leave here either. My daughter is here, you see. She can be pretty naughty too, so I have to keep an eye on her. If I take her with me to look, that'll just take too much time. So please, help me. Ricky have many little pons, so he know how you feel. Ricky understand why you so worried about it. Hereupon and friends help you. I'd admit I never have guessed someone like you has children. But my ignorance is beside the point. Knowing I'm not alone in feeling like this is a great comfort. So, can I count on you? Indeed you can. This is looking for a lost son. Find a tail his son. He can't have got far. He's only a child after all. Really, thanks for helping. No sweat, we'll be done before you know it. So, if we bring up the map, we can already see he's just over here in this corner. Where am I? I hope I can get back to Dad and my sis. Dad asked you to come and find me? Thanks! I know he's close, but I don't know how to get back to him from here. With that, we just return to Valaran.
What is it?
Thank you for finding my son. He's promised not to go off without telling me again. You've really saved the day. Well, that's that. My son is so full of energy I can't keep up sometimes. But I'm still to blame for letting him out of my sight. Please take this, a little thanks from me. And that completes looking for a lost son. Gets us a little tension swing gem, which are occasionally useful. They just make tension more flexible in both directions.
What is it?
He immediately has another quest for us. Can you guess what it might be? Oh, it's you again. Please, a moment of your time. I have another favor to ask. It's my daughter. She's gone missing too. What is it? You're looking down... Again? Idiot, Ryan. I still can't leave my son alone. I know he's promised to behave, but he's just a child, you know? I'm really sorry, but could you please help me again? I think it's great when kids are just being kids. And I guess being a kid means getting yourself lost sometimes. But you must be happy to see your children full of life, right? Of course it makes me happy. Seeing my kids happy and active makes me happier than anything. But I'd hate for anything to happen to them, so I can't help but worry. And yes, this gives looking for a lost daughter. Find Kian. Kine? I don't know. Looks like it should be an Irish name, but I can't think how it actually be pronounced. Were it an Irish name, so there we go. I knew I could count on you. Thanks for helping. No sweat, we'll be done before you know it. So, she's a little bit further away, as you can see from the map here, but really not by much. This man is just a terrible father, because every time he's like, I've lost my children, it's like, no, you can literally see them from where you're... Okay, you can't quite see her, but if he shouted, Kian, she'd hear him, I reckon. And she got him using Little Mermaid tails.
Come and see!
Eek, you found me! Huh? You're not my brother. Daddy's been looking for me? Oh, I was just playing hide and seek. Daddy worries too much. I bet he was crying. I'd better go back. Bye-bye. And once again with that, we return to Valaran.
What is it?
My daughter's safe and sound. All thanks to you. You've taken good care of both my son and daughter. Well, that's that. Here, take this. It's not much, but thank you. And that completes looking for a lost daughter. We have actually really powered through quests. We've got 3 done in pretty good time so far, so let's do a 4th one. Why not? Keep up the pace. If we head up here, this quest marker here, down from the Melfka Road shop, is where we want to head to. Hey, get back here, you. Give me a quest, child. He's wily. There we go. Where could they be? My textbook doesn't have many details at all. Hey, could you help me with something? When I grow up, I want to become a scientist. Right now, I'm trying to find out about this particular bug. It's really cool. What is it? You're looking down in the dumps. I heard that after they hatch, they glow for a little bit, but I've only seen pictures of it in my textbook. That's why I want to see it at least once for real. A glowing insect? The only species I know like that would be the gold caterpillar. Could that be what you're after? Yeah, that's it, a gold caterpillar. It inhabits the lower Bionis, but I have no idea where. I thought you might know because you're Homs and all. So this gives us looking for gold bugs, not related to looking for a lost daughter and looking for a lost son, but feels like it should be. Which is collect 9 gold caterpillars from Tephra Cave, all the way back to the bottom of the Bionis. Thanks. I heard they really like dark and damp places. My stupid textbook just says they're on lower Bionis. So with that, there is no... Well, we can try and gather some in Tephra Cave, but then there is a nice easy trading point for it anyway. Let's see where they might be. So there's basically none in any area in Tephra Cave we can easily get to other than on the leg, which I will grab, but... Oh, one of these times, I will come out onto the leg pass and not be like, holy fuck, the Mykonis is big. Especially now I've got used to seeing the Mykonis from Alcamoth and RFC, where you could just see like you're the same level as like you're above the head, because like those things with the that looks almost like a bird beak with the red rose along it is its head, and you're actually above that in RFC. So you kind of get used to that, and then you come down here and you're like, oh, it's big, it's all the way over there, and you can see all the way down at its feet as well. The sea, oh, very cool. Sword Valley up above us, you'll love to see it all. Right, this is gonna be quite a long walk, I think. I'll walk back through Tephra Cave and gather what we've got, and then we'll go and trade for some. I think this is from all the Tephra lizards I slaughtered for Jackson's futures there. Okay, so the next one it's pointing me to is clearly in an area that's behind a massive blockage, so let's go and do some trading. So if we go to Colony 9's residential district, here at nighttime we have Jolele, who will trade with us for the remaining gold caterpillars. So with that, we have got all 9 of them. I want to see this phenomenon once in my life. So bring me fucking 9 of the caterpillars. Spoiled child. Anyway, if we head back to Telan. Wow, so these are gold caterpillars. They don't glow as a lava at all. I'm going to look after them so they lay lots of eggs. Then I can see them glow when they hatch. I'm going to take down enough notes to write a new textbook. When I finish it, I'll show you. And that completes looking for gold bugs. Brilliant, we've made really good progress through this episode, actually. There is one more set of quests I want to do, but it is quite a complex set with mutually exclusive stuff and a lot of talking to people. So, I want to make it nighttime first and head downstairs, as this handy escalator is doing for me. So, wandering around down here at nighttime is this bloke called Scarlin, and we'll be getting used to him for the rest of the episode.
Are you that?
Ah, what on Bionis have I done? I know they'll never forgive me for this. You look troubled. Is something worrying you? Hey, would you be willing to listen to me? Thank you kindly. You see, something strange is happening to me recently. Whenever I see these 2 friends of mine, my chest begins to ache. I think I must have somehow fallen for both of them. Falling for 2 people at once. Whatever is the matter with me? As a bloke, I think I know where you're coming from. When you get on with someone too well, things start changing. The same thing has happened to you? But unlike me, you look like you can decide your own fate. I wish I could be like you. I'll just try to be honest, but sometimes you can't manage by yourself. So, rely on us. We'll do all we can to try and help you. Well, even if I like them, I have no idea what they think of me. So, could you please help me? How do they feel? Talk to Rickoth. Scarlin likes 2 girls called Rosiel and Rickoth. He wants you to find out how they feel about him. Obviously, it's much better to do this with an intermediate than do it yourself. Would you really try to help me? Well, I don't know what to say, thank you. You can count on us, we'll get it done. So, the 2 girls we need to talk to are up here, kind of to the northwest of the Fountain of Eternity. No, northeast. Fuck it, can't do east and west, can I? Jesus. So, we start off by speaking to Rickoth.
How's things?
You want to know what I think of Scarlin? Some people say bad things about him, but they've got it all wrong. He's a really good man. He's actually been manipulated by quite a few women in the past, so I hope he realises how we feel for him soon.
Hey.
And then we talk to Rosiel. What do I think about Scarlin? Why do I have to tell you that? Scarlin asked you to find out? Why didn't he come ask me myself? Good question, Rosiel. I'm with you on this one. At any rate, I certainly don't dislike him, in fact. No, this is something I ought to tell him myself, in person. Correct. But with that, we can return to Scarlin. Well, it sounds like they don't dislike me, at least. That alone is a tremendous relief for me to hear. I'm glad I asked for your help. Good, it was our pleasure. If only I'd worried about it on my own. If I'd just worried about it on my own, it wouldn't have ended well. I owe you my gratitude. Thank you. Here, take this token of my appreciation. And that completes How Do They Feel? And following that, he offers another quest.
Are you that?
Ah, it's you again. Take a guess what happened after you helped me out. I'm here to listen. I'll tell you what happened. Both of the girls approached me, and they both confess they have affections for me as well. So now I have to decide between them. What a conundrum. How can they expect me to just make a decision just like that? But at the same time, I can understand how your friends must feel. I can see how it must be easier to pretend that nothing's wrong, but you can't stay that way forever. That has solved nothing. You're right, of course, but even though it's all my fault, I still can't seem to decide. It's not that they're angry at you. In fact, they're trying to keep their best to keep your friendship alive. The question is, how will you respond to that? Even I can see that things can't go on like this. In fact, I'm the one most terrified of ruining what we already have. So, once again, can I please ask for your help? And this gives us How Do I Feel? Talk to Rosiel or Rickoth. I am so sorry about this. I know this is a problem I should deal with by myself. But just this once, I truly need your help. You can count on us, we'll get it done. So, let's head over to the girls who are fortunately standing right next to each other still. Now, the only thing that might give this away is that you have 2 simultaneous quest objectives. This actually has 2 branching outcomes, and there's one of those ones again where, depending on which branching outcome you take, a different mutually exclusive quest becomes revealed to you after this one. What matters here is which girl you talk to first changes it. So, first off, as ever, I will be showing what doesn't happen. So, visualizer please. Let's start by talking to Rickoth first.
How's things?
My best memory is definitely that time. The time when he protected us on the picnic. He protected us both, even though he got himself hurt in the process. Ever since that time, Maybe, there's part of me that definitely thinks these aren't conversations to be having, 12 feet away from one another, but there we go. If we talk to Raziel,
Hey.
my memories with Scarlin? Let's see, it's actually quite difficult to pick one out. We've been together for as long as I can remember, after all. Perhaps that in itself is the most precious memory, the fact that we've been together to this day. So with that, let's talk to Scarlin again. I see. Rickoth's favourite memory was of that incident. How embarrassing. I mean, I invited them there, so I was obliged? Obliged, yeah. I was trying to read it as... My brain thought it was obligated and that I was reading it wrong, but it is in fact obliged to defend them. But I suppose it was special to Rickoth despite that. To tell the truth, it's a special memory for me as well. I think it was then that I really began to really notice Rickoth. No, let's be honest here. Ever since then, I've been in love with her. No two ways about it. Now that I know how Rickoth feels, I've finally found my answer. Good. It was our pleasure. Thanks to you, I've been able to realise how I truly feel. I cannot be grateful enough to what you have done for me. This is a token of my gratitude. Please take it. So, this completes this quest, but because it's a branching path, I won't cross off the visualizer yet for how do I feel. And following this up, shockingly, Scarlin offers us a quest. I have one final request to make. I dare say you can already guess what that request will be. I would very much like you to give this letter to Rickoth. In truth, I should tell her myself, but she's always with Raziel, so I'd rather not go in person. If you want to tell her how you feel, you should do it in person. I think telling her in person will make her really happy. I actually agree, but if I told her in person, what if Raziel were to start crying? I couldn't bear to see that. I've known Raziel all my life. It's not easy doing this to her, and I'm aware they always stand only 12 feet apart. I see. I can't decide if it's a good or a bad idea, but we've come this far. So I want to help you then. Wait, was that Shock talking earlier when I did Ryan's voice? It looked like it was coming out of Ryan, but I just didn't read the name. Ugh, there we go. So I want to help you to the end. I think I've relied on your kindness too much, but with all the nasty rumours, no one else is willing to help me. So you're the only ones I can ask. Will you do this for me? So this gives us I love you no matter what. Talk to Rickoth. Thank you. Good luck with the letter. Please try to be discreet so Raziel doesn't notice. He mentioned there about the rumours. We would have found this out if we talked to people around the place. They say they all give little bits of gossip where they're like, oh, you know what Scarlin's always like. Basically, the rumours going around are that he likes it this way, that there are two girls who are interested in him. He's not making a decision intentionally because he enjoys the affection of both of them and is kind of fucking with them. And that's a little bit cruel to them. Are the kind of rumours going around. Anyway, let's speak to Rickoth. We'll have to whisper so that not Scarlin, whatever she called, Raziel doesn't hear.
How's things?
Is this a letter from Scarlin? Something he doesn't want to tell me in person? Does that mean I don't want to look inside? But if I don't, then none of us will be able to move on. Okay, I'm going to be brave, no matter what's in here. What? Is this really the letter you got from Scarlin? It can't be. You only have to look at those two to know. But this handwriting is definitely Scarlin's. This is real, isn't it? How strange. I'm so happy, and yet I feel so sad as well. And with that, we can talk to Scarlin once again. I see. Rickoth started crying. What a time, a total fool. It's all my fault. Why did I drag it out this long? Happy and sad at the same time. I see. If those two are the best of friends, it makes sense. That's why Rickoth cried, because she knew how Raziel would feel. We have to go and tell her together. I'm not going to apologise, though. That would be an insult to Raziel, and I hear she bears me no ill will. So I absolutely insist that you take this. Please, take it. You people have done so much for us. Thank you for everything. Really, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And that completes I love you no matter what. But that's not what we're actually going to do. The ultimate outcome of these quests, you can probably tell the way in which they're going to be different, is very similar in terms of affinity, in terms of rewards, something like that. The only difference, and the only reason why I'm going to go for Raziel instead of Rickoth, won't come into play until much later in the game. So if during How Do I Feel, we speak to Raziel first, things take a bit of a different turn.
Hey.
This time it's my favourite memory he wants to know about. Well, it's probably the promise we made when we were young. It wasn't just between me and him, but it is my most precious memory. For the three of us to be friends together. Oh, now look what you've done. I'm getting all embarrassed. At any rate, I don't even remember that promise anymore. And then if we talk to
How's
Rickoth,
things?
you'd like to know about my favourite memory with Scarlin? Probably the time Raziel introduced me to him. After all, to have memories, I have to have met him in the first place. But what does this have to do with anything? I know that Scarlin must have asked you to do it, but... well, I suppose there's not much point asking that now. As we did last time, we'll speak to Scarlin again. I see. Then my answer is decided. Raziel thinks the same way I do, so my heart lies with her. To tell the truth, I think I may have known all along. I've always cared for Raziel more than for Rickoth, but as I told you before, I was afraid of ruining our friendship. I think that must have been why I was running away from my feelings. That cowardice may have ended up causing pain for them both. I never want to make them go through anything like that again. I don't want to make them sad. Thanks to you, I've been able to realise how I truly feel. We have seen that text before, so I won't read it again, and the rewards we get are the same no matter how we conclude this quest. And following this, Scarlin now offers a different quest. Because we've gone down the Raziel route. What should I do? Suddenly I have no idea what I ought to say. This is a real problem. Ah, it's you again. Listen, I'm thinking of giving a letter to Raziel. But now I come to write it, I have no idea what to say. It's getting me down. I just don't know what I should write at this stage. I've been thinking about it ever since I realised how I felt, but... So just write down how you feel right now. Don't try and sugarcoat it. I'm sure she'll appreciate it. You could be right there. I wasn't going to go over the top, but maybe I am overthinking this. Just write how I feel. Yeah. That's the spirit. She'll definitely appreciate it. Well, I know I would. I suppose I will just try and write my honest feelings. Yes, I've decided. I'll tell Raziel exactly why I fell for her. Finished. Right, may I please ask you to deliver this to Raziel, please? And so this gives us Together Forever, which is just to talk to Raziel. I think this is the final request I will ask of you. I only got this far thanks to you, so I'm counting on you to do this. You can count on us. We'll get it done. This is the letter. Thanks for doing this. So, let's go and take the letter to Raziel. Now you've got a letter from Scarlin? Whatever could be inside? What the... Did Scarlin tell you what he's written in here? He didn't even tell you and you haven't read it? Well, I'm glad about this. Of course I am, it's just... I know I told him to choose between us, but I didn't mean for this to happen. But no, I shouldn't say that. Scarlin's made his decision and I have to respect his feelings. But what am I supposed to say to Rickoth? She was so serious about this as well. If you couldn't decide, I was going to ask him to choose Rickoth. But no. I guess I'll just have to go and find Scarlin. We can tell Rickoth together. And we'll stay friends, the three of us, always. It's one of the things I actually quite like about this quest arc, that it's doing the classic love triangle thing. But I like that in both routes, the concern of the couple that ends up together is not ruining the friendship that all three of them have together and making the other one feel like the one who was not chosen feel like shit. That's genuinely actually a really nice thing to see occasionally.
Are you that?
I have no idea that Raziel was so worried about this, and I call myself her friend. I truly am the worst of the worst. I brought sadness upon both of them. Still, at least there is one good thing to come out of all of this. I feel sure that Raziel will not ignore Rickoth or hurt her feelings. With any luck, they will be able to still remain good friends. Despite all that's happened, I hope we can all remain friends. I know it's a selfish thing to say, but I still wish for it. Still, you people are the real heroes of this piece. I don't know what I have done without all of your help. So please take this, a token of gratitude from all three of us. I cannot say what will happen now, but I know that I will be happy as long as we can all be together. I will try my hardest to make that happen, and we all will. And that concludes Together Forever. And with that, we're done with quests this episode. There's just some stuff I kind of want to show off a bit. I've talked a bit in the past about affinity links between people and kind of what they end up looking like. We're only now just starting to build up some affinity links in Upper Bionis, which is the area covering Erithsea and Alcamoth. You can see I've got a lot of affinity links built up in Colony 9, bit more in Colony 6, bit less in Central Bionis. The Colony 6 area, you'll notice, is the one that it's always the slowest to build up affinity in, because we haven't really made huge strides yet with Colony 6 reconstruction. There's a lot of quests in there. Colony 6 has the most quests of any area, whereas we've actually... basically, once you hit 5-star affinity in area, you've basically got access to, or almost certainly done, every quest in it. We've actually done the vast majority of quests in Colony 9, not even scratched the surface in Colony 6 yet. But yeah, these guys down here are quite a nice one, that basically, however you do this, you'll always have Rickoth and Raziel here, who will always be best friends, and also, whoever you didn't choose is best friends with Scarlin, but the other one is the one. But let's get some other little affinity links around here. Sometimes, affinity links often don't necessarily come from quests, but they come from just speaking to people. But often, when you've done quests, speaking to different people at different times will give you kind of updated affinity links based on the outcome of that quest. So, let's make it 6 in the morning, I think. And we have this guy here in the Great Hall, Galvin.
Welcome.
I've known Raziel for a long time. That's why I've known all about the issue that's been bothering her. I'm just relieved. Finally, she finds someone who truly returns her affections. Equally, if we go to kind of out here, basically. Or is it out here? Somewhere along this bridge. Then round here we have, you'll notice on the map in the top right, well the full screen there, people who are marked as green blobs on the map are named NPCs. Generic NPCs aren't named on it. Affinity links can be quite specific about the time you have to get them at. This only works if you speak to this person Vidian at precisely midday.
Hey.
Then she'll say, looks like that dullard Scarland finally picked one of the girls. Maybe it wasn't as indecisive as I thought. And then finally, we can go to the man we started off this episode with, Valarin, downstairs. And if we talk to him between 12 and 3,
What is it?
he'll say, when I was younger, I never thought I'd have kids, but watching my son and daughter grow up has changed everything. I wish my wife was here today to see how much they've grown. That wasn't what I expected to happen at all.
What is it?
There we go. The other day, Raziel told me that she was both happy and sad. She finally got together with a guy she'd liked for a long time. And this is now updated in the affinity chart. If we look over here, we'll now see it's got a bit more interconnected. That we see Galvin is relieved that that Scarlin is happy. Like all of these like start to connect together, and it starts to be. It's one of the genuinely really cool and quite unique things about Xenoblade is a hell of a lot of thought has gone into the characters of all the NPCs in it, like throughout Bionis, and how their lives connect to one another and how they're related. This kind of core concept of affinity, not just among the party, but among like the whole peoples of Bionis, is really cool. And it's the side quests, whilst the actual like. As a quest, like that one is just talk to people and like make some decisions. It's an easy side quest, but all the side quests are basically just letting you experience the characters of Bionis, which is a very rare. I'm gonna say unique thing because I've never really come across that before. It's really cool, I must say. Also, while we're here on the kind of affinity chart, I can show you some actually quite handy stuff we've not really looked at before. You know how I always know where people are and who trades for what? It's in here. So here we can see a list of all the people we have registered in the affinity chart for Upper Bionis, for example. So you can, whenever you talk to someone and they're first added to the chart, then you find out, who they are, where they are, when they're active, what their thing is, kind of usual spot, and you can also find out everything they trade for. And if you're particularly looking for them, you can track them with R, and your quest objective marker thing will point to them, so you can always find them. There's a hell of a lot of information in here. As I say, I haven't been referring to it actively for you guys to see because I don't need to, but this is where all the information in it does originally come from, if anyone was curious. I think we're going to end up with, hopefully, we have got all of the collectibles that we need for Alcamoth. So, completing Fruit gives us Blaze Plus. Completing Flower gets us Muscle Up 2, or 3 was that? And completing Strange gets us Paralysis Resist, and for completing the entirety of Alcamoth's Collectopedia, we get the Gust Shot. A Sharla weapon which is probably not as good as what she's got. Oh, it's slightly more critical rate, but other than that, it's exactly the same. Yeah, why not? I'll use it. Critical. I mean, it's not like Sharla's, like, critical hits are a massive thing for Sharla, but there we go. Cool, and I think we'll hold it there for this episode. We've done a lot of side quests around Alcamoth itself. Next episode, we will be getting on with the plot, which is, at the moment, I believe our objective is to go and, speak to Melia and see how she's doing with, everything following the events in the tomb. And then we'll be doing a bit more kind of side questy stuff around Erith Sea. Hope you will join me there. It's weird doing an outro on a fucking elevator, but there we go, escalator even. Oh, that's a lot of Charlotte, Jesus Christ. Whoa! Camera stuck on pervert mode. Hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much, and good day.